What's going on, everybody? This is Vinny Miletti with Miletti Law, the strongest name in law, and this is number 2 of the Vinny Miletti Miletti Law on politics. So, first, number one, obviously, subscribe to the newsletter. Go to www.milettilaw.com, www.milettilaw.com. Sign up for the newsletter. Get content all the time delivered to you. My content managers are just fantastic. They get all kinds of things out there, so make sure you do that. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. The more subscribers, the better. We get branding. We get all kinds of cool things going on. Probably have like 18 hours left in this trip. I'm actually flying. I move. Like, it's very easy for me to do these kind of rides. They really don't bother me at all. I basically do. So the way it works for me is I do one of these videos every time there's one of these long stretches, because you generally get like periodic stretches anywhere between like 50 to like 90 or 100 miles, and with every stretch you start a new video. I mean, and then I usually don't get gas until I see red. So it's a process. There's a system in place. So this video is going to get many people fired up, because I'm going to start on a very touchy subject. I went to ontheissues.org. I'm going right down the lineup. They go in alphabetical order. So when it comes to politics, the first letter of the alphabet is the letter A. And what is the hot button political issue about that starts with the letter A? Abortion. Yes, abortion. So let's get right down into it. Let's start. And this is going to get all my right-wing friends very upset about this, because I always say I'm politically, I'm a libertarian, and I'm a pro-business, I'm fiscally conservative, pro-business libertarian is how I identify myself. I have very few things in common with the liberal left, very few things in common with them. So let's get down to it. I think that when it comes to abortion, the government should have no say in either direction about what you want to do with your child, what you want to do with your baby. I am God-fearing. I am a Roman Catholic. I always say my prayers. Those who know me, I always say I pray for two things in life. I don't pray for success. I pray that when my time comes, it was meant to be. And I pray that, when that day does come, I go out quick and I don't cause others to suffer around me. Those are the two things I only pray for, that when my time comes, it was meant to be, and that I go quick and I don't cause others to suffer. That's it. I don't pray for nothing else, because I do not challenge God. I'm not one of these people that sits there and says, I'm going to live to be 150 years old, and then that bitch dies. Sorry, not me. So the way I look at it is this. I think that, when it comes to the government should never have a right to tell you what to do with your body. Okay, the child inside, yes, it's a fetus. Yes, it has a heartbeat. I get it. I understand. But the implications of permitting you to have an abortion versus the implications of being able to determine what you can and can't do, and preserving the life of the child. I think it leans in favor of, you want to be pro-abortion just because it gets the government out. Because remember, the mentality is whatever gets you away from government regulation is better. Whatever gets you away from government power and intrusion, it's better. Okay, and also, the reason why I bring up that I'm Roman Catholic and why I'm religious is I feel like if you're the type of person that goes and has an abortion, that it's a big decision. I feel like it's a big decision. If you're the type of person that you just wake up in the morning, oh snap, I'm pregnant. All right, let me go kill this baby. Oh, well, look, that's a baby. Oh, I didn't even know. Let me go kill this baby. That person has a bigger issue, from my perspective, has a bigger issue with morality than just the concept of getting an abortion. The fact that that's just how they are, that's how they think. That's like very hedonistic. I think that person has a much larger issue at that point, and honestly, that you will answer to God for that. Like, call me stupid. I'm going to be almost 40 years old, and constantly there's this concept in this country that if you have a lot of formal education, you can't be religious, you can't be God-fearing, you must know all the answers, and you must know all the secrets, and you must know this. honestly, bro, I don't know. I don't know everything. I don't know anything. I know what I know, and that's it. I know a thing or two about a thing or two, you know? And I can tell you now, you know, if you're the type, like it's a big decision. Like, finding out that you're pregnant, you know, let's say it's consensual sex with your partner, right? And you're enjoying it, you love it, you like to finish inside, you're just being stupid, you know, whatever the case is. I mean, that's a big decision. That's, you know, that's a decision you have to make. You know, what if you don't know you're pregnant until you actually see the baby, right? Because then that gets even crazier. Because now you're seeing the face. See, most people, most of the time, you take the morning after pill, you know, or you just whatever. It's super early in the process. You don't feel the attachment, I'm guessing. But like, what if, like, you know, a couple months pass by, you know, you've had the attachment, you see the baby, you see the face, you know, and it's a serious issue. Like, it's concerning, right? But I just, the government has no reason to be inside there with you. You know, the government has no reason to bother you with this, and it's none of their business in reality. You know, and I can't bring myself to think that, you know, the government should do the necessary steps to preserve the life of the child. Because I mean, let's put it this way too, and it sounds shallow to say for people, but, you know, not for nothing, if you don't want the kid, you don't want the kid, and being forced to have it by government because you can't get an abortion isn't going to make you like that kid. You're probably going to hate that kid more. And if you hate that kid, the kid's probably going to have a terrible life. So I don't know if that's where you want to be. I don't know if that's really, you know, that's a situation you want to face, right? So that's not a good thing either. So, I mean, I think that the one who suffers, if a child that the parent doesn't want suffers, if the child that the parent doesn't want is compelled and forced to be on the parent, even carrying it, that child's probably going to be in store for a very bad life. It's going to be it's going to be neglected by their parents. You know, I mean, it's not fair. It's not fair, obviously, to the child. I mean, I guess it's still better than killing them. But again, these are questions, like, I think these are personal, individualized questions. That's a question between you and your spouse. That's a question between you and God. It's not a question between you and the judge. It should not be a question between you and a doctor. You know, so I don't. Well, it should be a question between you and the doctor, but shouldn't it be a question between you and the judge? You know what I'm saying? That shouldn't be a question. So I don't think I would lean in favor of abortion because it gets the government out of the picture. Remember, at the end of the day, also, remember the Miletti law. Remember the mantra for Miletti law. The mantra for Miletti law is whatever rule increases freedom and reduces restriction is a preferred rule. You always want more freedoms than less, you know, and you always want less government intrusion than more. So those are the big ticket key items. And again, this is one of those situations that's unfortunate. You know, one of those situations is that, you know, that it's unfortunate for all the parties, I guess, except maybe for the person that wants the abortion. But it's really an unfortunate situation for everybody. And I think that more is a question between you and God, between you and your spouse. And if you do something wrong, if you had an abortion just because you just didn't want the kid, and you just, whatever, you were careless, whatever the case is, you know, you answer for that morality. It's not my job to judge you. I'll judge you on a lot of other things. I'll judge you on the fact that you can't out bench press me, or you can't out deadlift me. But, like, you know, that's one thing Miletti law is not going to judge you on. So Miletti law on abortion, I would actually be in favor of permitting it and less restrictions on it. Why? Because the government has no right to be inside of it. They say the government has no right to be inside your bedroom. The government has no right to tell you what to do to your body. And again, it's a bad situation, but it's not an easy one. So that's my position on it. And, you know, as always, yours in laws, love, and lifts. We'll go to On the Issues and see what the next topic is.